All right, Home Squad Sports. Welcome in here, Dalton.
What's
Man,
up, man?
first show since Dalton's been able to get back in since the Super Bowl. Hope everyone's had a good week, staying warm wherever you're at. And we got a special guest here joining really shortly. I'm very excited to have him on. Second interview of the offseason, kicking it off. And man, looks like we got another guy that's got some promise, got a bright future, huh?
Man, yeah, it looks like it from what I've seen. I mean, talking to Penn State as a freshman, spoiler alert, but that's impressive. So, sky's the limit for this kid.
Yeah, speaking of the man himself, we're going to go ahead and bring him in. We got Kyle Jones Jr. Bringing him in now. Everyone, give a round of applause. Everyone that's joining in. Got YouTube, Rumble going in, as well as Instagram. So, Kaya, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. You go by KJ as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
cool, cool. I feel you. All right, so we get with KJ, man, all the way out Pennsylvania. So tell everybody where you're from exactly in Pennsylvania, and just let everybody get familiar with you.
I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. I'm fresh. The team
Okay,
started in high school. Picked up first offer for like September. And I've been having a lot of success.
gotcha. Can you flip your phone all the way other around? I think like the microphone might be covered.
Ah, there you go.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
All right, perfect, perfect. Oh, yeah. So yeah, you're saying you just finished up your freshman season, and
Mhm.
you remind us of our buddy Will Jackson out of Florida finishing up his freshman season, and you said you're already offered by Boston College. So that's insane, man, because he got former NFL talent there in the coaching office there. So you're impressing NFL coaches pretty much already. That's coming off your before your end of your freshman year. So when did you actually get offered by Boston College? How long has it been?
I think it's been around. It was September. Actually, on my birthday, I got a game invite whenever we played Michigan. But I think it was a week after that. That's when I got offered.
Was
Man.
that the first offer?
Yeah, that was my first one.
All right, awesome. Great way to kick it off. You start with a big program like
Yeah.
that. It's awesome, man. Good job.
Yeah, man. And like you said, that's a big domino to get the first domino to fall, and they'll start rolling in. Once you get on the camp season, and we even saw, the coach there, O'Brien there at Boston College is going to have a mega camp coming up, and he's been kind of getting some notifications about that, some because they're inviting like 90 schools, all across all levels to kind of get good looks at guys, and which is good, man, because you're getting D1 offers, right off the bat there and getting looks like you said. Penn State's been calling here recently, so that's awesome, man. And a lot of guys that maybe are good talented and won't maybe D1s for a couple years later. So that's good. You getting looked at by the D2 programs and stuff like that. He's kind of shedding light on other guys too. So especially with all the new rules, man, with the junior college and stuff, it's harder than ever to go D1.
Yeah.
So it's good. He's doing a good thing while getting all the other guys looked at too. So looks like we're having some
Uh,
technical difficulties here with Kaya. He'll be back in just a second, but yeah, man. Like I said, it's harder than ever to go D1, and it's crazy that he's already getting that like exposure, for off their freshman year. It's crazy.
I mean, that's awesome, man. I remember when I played, I went to a lot of camps. I was good on the camp trail. That's where I excelled more than even playing, honestly. So I went to top 100 camp, and I was the worst player there, to be honest. And I didn't belong, man. We had guys. I was a sophomore, man, and we had guys with Alabama offers, and here I am with D2 offers. But then, yeah, like, it's crazy, man, to get them that early, and that tells you how talented these kids are.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, for
impressive. It's the earlier you get them, the more impressive it is, really. But you got to keep up the work, man. It ain't done just because you get one or two offers. That's the big thing.
yeah, yeah, and then especially now with all the crazy stuff, you have offers, then you have committable offers and stuff like that. So kind of different nature of the game it's going right now, and he's able to kind of turn some heads. So what we're going to do here is while he's getting resituated, is we will show some people his talents here and show him his arm ability. He was able to see it here just a second ago, but we'll go ahead and bring
offense.
Definitely. Definitely, yeah. It was a crazy season here. We got the off-season kickoff here, guys. I assume probably maybe the phone died up. That would probably be it because that does kill your battery. This app, but yeah, man. If he doesn't join in, we'll go ahead and keep it rolling. But man, what'd you think overall just about the Chiefs and like? Are they done? People are saying they're writing them off, which I've written them off. Kind of, I didn't really think this was. I don't, I thought, yeah, they've had some good years and they've been the best team, but this isn't a dynasty, I guess, right? Like, is it?
I don't know. It's still close. I mean, they're not done. I don't think they're done. They're not. They still got Mahomes and Reed. They're fine, dude. You lose one game and the sky's falling. That's just not true. It's just not true. They started off bad. The defense of the Eagles had a great game plan, and every other team can't do that, man. Every team can't do that against the Chiefs. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, I
It's the
know. I know. It's been
perfect matchup for the. It's a perfect. They have a perfect matchup. They built. It seems like they built their team to beat the Chiefs.
exact. I mean, that's what you hate, but I respect that because that's what you've had to do. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's been crazy, and we have, I mean, a new champion. Here we are. I mean, I kind of want to blame the Giants. I kind of want to just blame your favorite team, the Giants.
Don't blame you.
This might be the New York Giants' fault. Saquon might give like a ring to the guy, whoever let him go. I think I can.
Man, let me say something though. First, they weren't going to win the Super Bowl without the three defensive additions they had either. Cooper DeJean, pick six.
No,
Quinion Mitchell,
no.
the rookie corner, and Zach Bond. I also had a pick in the Super Bowl. Them three, all first year guys for the Eagles. They got Bond from New Orleans, and the other two are both rookie DBs. So just great job by the front office identifying talent, man, and fitting in Vic's scheme there. And their defense is crazy, number one in the league. Like offense,
I mean,
their offense gets talked about.
they did. I feel that, and there's not a lot of teams that if you're better up front, you're either better on the O line or D line. This time, they're better on the offense and defensive line. They were pretty, and I mean, they have a true. They're the only out of these two teams. I think they're the only ones that had the true number one on the outside with AJ Brown. He is a true number one across the board.
They got a true number two.
Yeah, they just have a bunch of. They have twos
and
stuff.
Number two.
Yeah, and then the Chiefs just don't really have that true number one guy. They've had guys that have been number one in the past. They've had guys that are going to be number ones. Maybe Xavier Worthy, maybe he's going to be. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a perfect storm. They got hit in the mouth. They didn't know how to, respond. A pick six is bad. If if you're a quarterback handing the ball to the other team is the worst thing you could do. We all know that, So, do you think it's over though? Do you think? And I think Andy Reid, this upcoming year might be his last year or maybe a year after that. But I don't think they win another one with Andy Reid.
Well, I dislike Mahomes as much as the next guy. Like, I can't stand him. But I'm going to say something that he'll probably be controversial to you. But the GOAT debate's not over because of one game. He's still got 10 years left of his career probably. At least.
That's true. Yeah,
I've read so much this week about
I know.
GOAT debate's over. It's not over.
I know.
Tom Brady how old is Mahomes? 28 or something?
I don't even think he's 28.
27, 28? How many rings did Brady have at this age? Same amount? Maybe two? Like, come on, man. Go debate's over. Shut up. With all due respect, everyone out there that says that, that's so dumb. He's not retired. I mean, that's all I got to say about that. I don't like Mahomes, but the GOAT debate's not over.
I think I never thought he was in the debate yet. I thought he was working his way into the debate. In my opinion, I thought he was still working his way. I mean, I didn't have him in my GOAT conversation. I honestly didn't because his 2 Super Bowls he has lost, he's gotten blown out in.
Yeah.
So he has gotten blown out in. So I that's just not a lie. So I mean. Kelsey's just couldn't bail him out a lot of times. Kelsey looked uninterested out there. He just didn't.
Well, DeAndre Hopkins sucked too.
I thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna score, and I thought for sure Saquon was gonna score. Saquon didn't score.
I think Hopkins did score, but still, it was at the end of the game.
Oh yeah, he did outscore. Then Xavier Worthy. I respect Xavier Worthy. Well, I respect Xavier Worthy for playing hard the whole game because he actually played hard from start to finish.
The best play of the game was when the game was over. That was a freaking dime.
That was a snag.
That was such a dime, bro.
Well, I honestly think Mahomes was like, whoever wants the ball, like I'm throwing it. Like who wants this touchdown, let me know. Like he was just like, yeah, I want that. Like,
perfect throw, perfect catch. I mean, he just ran by everybody and he put it in the perfect spot, man. Great play. I mean, it sucks the game is over, but it's still an amazing play. You don't see that. You see that throw like 5 times a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
That's
that's
true.
it.
And then, one of the coaches that they had on staff on the Eagles, he was just an assistant, just senior analyst. He's already gotten a job there. They've already lost a guy, and that is Matt Patricia, who was on staff with the Eagles. He just got hired, at Ohio State, obviously. So, I mean, Operation Reload for Ryan Day. It looks like it's in full go, replacing Chip Kelly. Do you think he could? Do you think he can be good here at OSU? What do you think?
I think I could be good at OSU, and I've never called plays in my life, bro. It's that simple. When you have the most talent in the country, I think if your offense sucks, then you're terrible. I don't think he's
Yeah.
terrible. So yeah, I think he can have a good offense here. That's
We've seen him. Obviously, he was in the Belichick. You see him in the picture with the Patriots. He was at the Patriots. Then they had him the head coach at Detroit, which he was not ready for. He just was not ready for the Detroit gig. It didn't go well for him. I think he's just one of those guys who's a good coordinator, and he's just not a head coach, which is good. He's a coordinator now. But I was going to see, really curious of what they did, because you got to replace your guys. They are obviously extended Ryan Day, and now they're going to see what they're going to do maybe at DC. But I like how you brought up how you could call plays for Ohio State because you have the best talent, and getting the best talent is pretty much buying it these days for the most part. And it came out that here's what's been going on with who's spent the most there this offseason. So we got Auburn, Michigan, Ole Miss, Texas, and Texas Tech. I thought maybe Florida would have rounded up in here of all the guys you've been getting, honestly.
what I was going to say about Florida is we're going to be better than every team on here, except maybe Texas. Like Ole Miss, yeah. All right, I'm done with that. I'm down with the Lane train. I'm sorry. I like the guy. Great coach, great person. Would be fun to play with too. If I was going to college right now, I was a 5-star. They'd be in the running. But they can't be Lagway's a freshman, so I ain't worried about them. And then Arch Manning's going to be a problem. No, Arch Manning's going to be a problem. But Michigan, who's their quarterback still? A freshman. All right. Next.
Underwood.
And Auburn's got a weak. They got a weak transfer, didn't they? Oh, Jackson Arnold. I mean,
they got Jackson Arnold, yeah.
So,
but they have Deuce Knight. They have Deuce Knight coming in at freshman, who's I think better, honestly.
Who the hell is Texas Tech quarterback?
I don't know.
Beaver Morton.
I think so. We're gonna see. I mean, I think
we'll see how much
the pay is going to change because we're going to see the spring. Yeah, we'll see the spring window, and I think more teams are going to spend in the spring window because they're going to realize, oh my God, I've seen my guys put on pads and helmet, and we really need a right tackle, or oh my God, we really need another wideout. So I could see that maybe happening.
I'm surprised Texas is on here. I thought maybe they wouldn't have to spend as much since people want to play with Arch. That's kind of the thing with Florida I've read about. I follow all the insider pages and stuff, and they said you don't have to spend that much on NIL because people want to play with Lagway. So I thought maybe the same thing for Texas.
Yeah, and we talked to Cam Jackson down there at the Senior Bowl. He spoke highly of Lagway, even though he's on the opposite side of the field. Obviously you're going to speak higher of a fellow Gator, but seeing a defensive tackle talk that highly of the quarterback's always good. So everybody likes Lagway. I like him too. I like how he's not too mobile. I like how he's strong in the pocket. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of Jameis. Jameis wasn't that crazy mobile, but who's your comp for him?
Let me ask you a comp.
Yeah, for Lagway.
Man, he's not crazy mobile, but he can run. He's a little more. Jameis couldn't really run at all. And I think,
but that's what I'm saying.
He's just never going to throw as many picks as Jameis. I think I don't know a good Jameis comparison in the world because who's going to throw 30 picks in the NFL and still throw for 5,000 yards? Like he's just a one of a kind guy, dude.
He's a one of a kind dude.
If I ever see somebody compare somebody in the draft to Jameis, I'm like, let me talk to you.
On and off the field, Jameis Winston's a one of a kind.
Oh my God, have you seen what they did during Super Bowl week?
No, yeah, he was out there. Yeah, Mardi Gras. He was out there. He was giving out something. I don't know.
Bike rides, bro.
Yeah, he was giving out Reese's too.
He was on a bike ride singing "I Believe I Can Fly." He had his own remix. Dude is amazing.
I love him, man. I wonder where he's gonna go. Supposedly he said he's over starting. He's like over.
He goes to New York Giants and we get either Ward or Shedeur, and he just can develop them guys because I love him.
I love him too.
It'd be fun to watch him for a year on our sidelines, man. Just hyping up the boys and.
Well, how about this? We just saw in the news recently that And there's rumors that Matt Stafford might be going to the Giants. What do you think about Matt Stafford going to the
Okay,
Giants?
now we get Matt Stafford. Let us cook.
You heard that? Have you seen that anywhere? I have.
Yeah, but not like I don't think there's too much traction to it because I haven't seen it from like the actual Giant insider pages
Yeah,
yet. That's what I
but
follow.
there's rumors that
But
he
if that
might
happens,
be
man, we might go from worst to playoffs. I ain't saying worst to best because we probably won't win our division just because we got Washington and Philly. But
might pull a Commanders.
a wild card berth. I mean, we actually got great weapons on offense now, and we got a great defensive front seven. So we can build our secondary up in the offseason. And if we sign Stafford and get our secondary up, man, we can win 8, 9 games, 10 games.
Yeah, I feel that. I think there's going to be a lot of moves that's coming up here, and that's going to shape up. But I think most teams are shaped up right now. I think Florida's going to be a contender. I think whatever the over and under on wins, I'm probably going to
Well,
take it
I
with
told
Florida.
everybody on this page, hammer that 6.5 is. I mean, we
That's
got
crazy. That's
we got to that.
crazy that they're 6.5. They're disrespecting y'all at that
We got
point,
to that.
man.
We got to 7, 8 this. We went 8-5.
Did you get 8 wins this year?
Yeah, we went 8-5.
Really? I mean, that's what Colorado went, right?
I think we went 8-5. I'm making sure it could be 7-6, but I'm
I
99%
think you
sure.
went 7. Yeah, you might went 7, but I think we're going to see a lot of teams take a step
Eight and
leg
five.
up. I think we're going to take a teams, step back. I think
Eight.
Florida's going to be one of those teams take a step back, and we actually seen a guy from On Three, which On Three I do like their graphics from a visual standpoint, but they're kind of with their list and their projections are kind of clickbaity. I've kind of noticed,
Um,
but what did you want to say?
every time I don't like on 3. I don't trust them. They're you can't trust them. Pardon you throw them
I
every
just like
time.
when something's real news, like when something happens, they make decent graphics.
No, for sure. It's just their
That's it.
recruiting rankings. It's their they switch when somebody recruits to if somebody can miss Alabama, they'll move up 50 spots, bro. Just because
Yeah,
they committed to Alabama. Don't make you
yeah,
a better player. Oh yeah, his
yeah,
film got better now. Shut up, dude.
yeah.
Somebody commits to Florida, they go down like 20 spots. So
Well, that just goes to show you more than likely they didn't watch their film when they
and
were
three's
rated
crazy.
in the first place, you
Yeah, no.
know. But back in the days, the whole rating system was totally different back when me and you played. I remember when I had my scout.com like connect guy or contact guy you would talk to, he's like, "Yeah, you don't get a star unless you have a FBS offer already." I'm like, "That's
Yeah.
I just saw a 3-star go to William and Mary."
Exactly.
It's like, all right, which that's cool. I have no disrespect on William and Mary, but back then you would have had even to get 1 star, you would have had to have an offer from a Fresno State or WKU somewhere.
Yeah, I
So,
know. Yeah.
but yeah, it's been crazy. But as you're saying, On Three, they came out with their way too early college football playoff 2026 projections. What do you think here? They got UNLV sneaking in as well as Kansas State. I know they're going to be highly touted. They got Avery Johnson there at quarterback. Penn State is going to be a freaking buzzsaw next year. I mean, they're going to be a problem. Everybody knows that. But anything that's kind of stepping out, South Carolina getting in is sounds crazy, but do you look at their team and watch them play football? So, what do you think, Dalton? Though no Gators here, unfortunately. So try to digest that.
That's fine.
But what do you think?
I just don't like the Dan Mullen's projected in the playoffs before Florida. That's no way he makes it. He's choke or something. Kansas State's not gonna make it either, just because they're not.
No,
I don't really
yeah,
have a
they'll
reason,
blow it.
but
They'll be
there's
I think they'll be favored all year and have a great year leading up, and then just blow it.
Arizona State running their back though. I like that actually. They got most of their good players back, minus Katibu, but Sam Levitt looks like a real dog at quarterback. Georgia, they're gonna be Georgia again probably. So it's just safe to pencil Georgia, and yeah, no
Okay.
Alabama 2 years in a row. Interesting.
I don't know if Georgia will get in next year, man.
No Bama again though. How about that? 2 years in a row.
I think I told you. I thought it's
Yeah, I
the
agree. I
second,
don't think Bama has a shot.
the second Nick Saban. I don't know. I remember where we were at. I think we were like eating or something, and we were
Hey,
out
that's
eating,
what
and it
everybody,
hit that Nick Saban hit. I
everybody
said,
else.
"Oh my God, the Alabama era is over just like that," and
But every
it
Alabama
was.
fan I know that it was over, and they didn't believe me. So, uh,
I
but
think now they might be starting that they got a freshman quarterback coming in who's pretty tough coming out of I think Texas or something.
Jackson
But
or yeah.
yeah, he's tough. No, they have this other guy. This other guy, he's 3-star.
Oh,
Supposedly he's tough.
Russell's gonna.
Yeah. No, would you say his name was?
Russell's a 5-star.
Yes, Russell. You're right, Russell. I thought. Sorry, it
No,
was
he's
my
a dog.
microphones.
He's
It's
ranked
these
ahead of
headphones.
Underwood and all them. So
Yes, I like him.
he's been committed so long. Nobody talks
Yeah,
about it really, but
that's
he's really
true.
good, man. But they got Ty Simpson coming back. He's been on the bench 2 years, had a little bit of playing time. I don't know who they're gonna win, who's gonna win that job, but I'm not really scared of them.
He's kind of like Julian. They're him and Ohio State have identical like quarterback situations.
Yeah.
A guy who's kind of been waiting his turn, highly touted. Then you got a really highly touted guy coming in who's young, and you're kind of like, all right, which direction do we want to go with? What do you think? What do you think each team will do if you had to project the week one starter for Ohio State and for Bama? What do you think?
I'm gonna go saying for Ohio State. I think he wins the job. All the words out of camp, high praise for him. So I
Yeah,
feel like he's gonna be the guy to step up there. And then Bam, I think they start with Simpson, but I think he loses the job pretty quick.
I agree. Can I think it'll be an operation save my you know what with Kalen
Yeah,
DeBoer?
they start off
Yeah,
bad. I think they got Florida State first game, and they could get upset there, and then they're already on the hot seat.
yeah, I know it's. Yeah, that'll be. I think there's going to be multiple coaching changes. I think Florida State's finally going to get fed up this year. Um,
Yeah, Oklahoma.
yeah, I do. I think Oklahoma
I think
Venables. I think they'll
Venables is
finally
gonna,
they'll get done. They'll get fed up.
Venables is gonna
Um,
this year, and Lincoln Riley's gone.
and I think Stoops at Kentucky's not looking too good too, man.
Riley's gonna get fired, and everybody thought he was the next best thing. And I said, no, this guy sucks. He can't coach a defense to save his life. He can't hire a good D coordinator. He could have the best D
Yeah.
coordinator in the world, and they would still suck on defense. I don't know what's wrong with him and his defenses, but
Well,
you
you're
don't
supposed
have
to
a good
be a real.
quarterback
You're
anymore.
supposed to be. Well, you're supposed to be borderline great coordinator before you are a head coach. Great. And these guys are getting head coaching jobs when they're just good at coordinators, or just that's my opinion. I think they're just handing out
Well, Venables was
two.
a great coordinator. I'll give him that.
That's what I'm saying. Go be a
He was
great
great.
coordinator, bro. Some of these guys are, and that's another thing. Yeah, you may have earned the job, but hey, man, it just hasn't worked out. You're a coordinator. You're not a head coach. You're not
Oh
a
yeah.
leader of men. You're
No, I
not
was
a
just saying,
guy that
like, on the other spectrum, there's guys that do deserve it. They just suck. Like,
they are.
Venables
Yeah,
definitely deserved it. He was top 5 defense for like 5 years straight at Clemson.
yeah,
He deserved
you're
it.
right.
He didn't deserve Oklahoma, right? Like
Exactly.
baby
Oklahoma
steps
is
is
a
a big
stretch,
thing.
man.
I think
Oklahoma's
baby
lost.
steps is important.
Yeah,
Like for most coaches, you need to start somewhere small before you go somewhere big. Marcus Freeman looking like the exception.
yeah, I agree with
They
that.
got
But
him in there, Notre Dame
he's
in there again.
they're also spending big bread too, man.
Oh well, yeah,
That's a
but
big.
still, I'm just saying in terms of the coaching, man, no experience, and he's just doing better than Brian
He's got
Kelly
he's got
already.
that player. He's got that player asterisk. He's got that player asterisk. He started for Ohio State, played in the league for a little bit. So it's like some of those work just like Dion. Coach Prime. He didn't. He was at Jackson State. For 2 years. And even Jackson State 2 years is putting in a lot of work. He did, but. I think they're another team that's going to be on the lookout next year. I think they're going to have just the same amount as wins, but the team's going to be better. I want to get a little thought on here now that I just bring them up. We'll talk about draft and see what your Giants are going to do because it's very curious. Giants are, they haven't been the contenders for the championship or playoff contenders for a few years, but they haven't been this high in the draft in how long? How long? Can you even really remember how long you've been up this high in the draft?
Since we got Saquon,
All right, and when would you pick Saquon at? Right, what top 5? Right,
yeah, he went third.
third. So same though pick, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember y'all being
we haven't
ever
had the
higher
one
than
pick
this.
since. I mean, we had the number 2 pick with Eli, and we got Eli because the Chargers had the first pick and they took Eli, but he didn't want to play for him. So
Oh yeah. And then we'll see what happens, man. Because y'all are at the most like there's a 4-way stop sign. You are like an 8-way stop sign. Like it could go so many ways for you all. And I want to get your thoughts on just something I was thinking about the other day, thinking about the draft. And here's what I thought. Okay, Shadur Sanders has talents that make a good team great. But Jackson Dart and Cam Ward have talents that help bad teams steal games.
mm.
So what do you? I think if you're building if you're really thinking championship, if you already have a decent team, Shadur Sanders is your guy, and he's going to get you over the hump, and he's not going to mess up. But could he really be on a team who has no O line, who has no receivers, he hasn't had amazing receivers. We have Travis Hunter, I know, but he did miss 3 games a year. So he has played, he's produced without Travis Hunter as well.
He had great college receivers.
They were not great. They were good. They were not great. They were not great. They were not Ohio. They weren't Ohio State. They weren't. They weren't Notre. They weren't up there with Ohio State and Alabama and all them. He had a few guys, but I don't know if Weaver's maybe getting in the league without the year he had getting the ball from Shedeur.
He's only in the league, but I mean he never played a snap this year. I don't think.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, and that's what I said. Jackson Dart and Cam Ward, they're good improvising, running around. Maybe they're not something you could build on for 10 years, but we can ride this out for 2 or 3. And
I'm gonna say something real bold.
I want to hear it.
When we come out with I'm gonna do it 32, top 32, top 50, whatever position, just everybody big board for the draft.
Okay.
I might not have a quarterback in the top 20.
And your total available?
Best players in the draft.
I think it's crazy. Yeah, it's bold. It's pretty bold.
I mean, this year's draft is low at every other position. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are going to win a Super Bowl ever.
Ooh, okay.
I know you're a huge Shedeur guy, but you just like him, man.
Because he's good, and I've been on him since he's been at Jackson State. I watched him at Jackson State. I said, man, this guy can freaking zip it. His throwing motion's a little awkward, but he can zip it. Guess what? He changed his throwing motion. It's perfect now. And then he goes in. He's amazing. He's not run happy. He doesn't get happy feet in the pocket. We haven't seen an NFL great, their sons be this good ever. We haven't seen one be borderline first pick. That was when their dad was that good. So, and the guy, and then all these other quarterbacks, Quinn Ewers was head above shoulders above him. Carson Beck was head and shoulders above him. Cam Ward, head and shoulder. But this guy's right there putting stats up with his team hurt, he's had 2 different coordinators. I think he's had a different coordinator every year he's played college football. And, he has just new coaches in and out. I think he's already dealt with a whole lot. He can deal with a bad O-line. But he might have to go to a team who's in a horrible O-line. So, I mean, it's night and day, man, when it gets different. But he's the best pure passer. I'm not the only one saying it. Just seen Todd McShay saying it.
I agree.
He's the best pure passer in this draft. Cam Ward throws a better deep ball, yes, and it pops off like a cannon. He trains with Daryl Colbert. Shout out Daryl Colbert with Select Quarterbacks. His PR team, that guy deserves a check. Because their PR, their work they're doing for Cam Ward right now is bar none. They might get him the first pick off this PR, and I don't hate on it. But I'm just saying.
The more I like him, though, I ain't gonna lie.
It's this, and
he's so chill in the pocket. Talk about chill in the pocket.
The film you're watching. Okay, let's say more than you're echoing what everybody's saying right now, and I don't blame them. But the film that they're clamoring over, is all against air right now. It's all against air. He's launching it in these indoor facilities. He's launching it, and I get it, and I like Cam Ward.
That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about on field.
You're talking about on field, and
I've been watching some. Yeah, I've been watching some.
I like him. It was too much ad libbing. Too much ad libbing.
But when he does have time in the pocket, he's a statue, man.
So we're pretty much.
He actually can be. He can be.
Well, and I think the knock on Shedeur is unfair. He was in the Big 12 and didn't play too much top tier talent. I think some people are saying that, right?
ACC shit.
And this guy has 1 year in the ACC. We are going off 1 year of Cam Ward when we have 2 years of Shedeur Sanders, and nobody's talking about it. That's not true. We have Washington State.
That is not true. I will say that is not true. He was good at Washington State for 2 years. He was good.
You put Shedeur Sanders on Washington State, he's breaking every record in that book.
He probably did. I mean, I don't know. Luke Falk was there.
Well, they had Gardner Minshew, right?
They had a lot of good quarterbacks with Mike Leach. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to break the records.
I'm just saying if he spent his whole career there, he would have broke every single record there. Shedeur would have. Let's not act like Cam Ward's been playing SEC football since his freshman year.
No, the Pac-12 is the same as the Big 12.
Nah, Big 12's a little better now, right?
No, the Pac-12 had a little better. The Pac-12 had
the Big 12 proved it was better. Their bottom was better than the projected top. That's a good conference. I mean, it's a good conference.
It's debatable if that conference is good.
That's a good conference right there. That's a good conference. When the team that was projected last ends up winning it all, it's a pretty competitive conference.
Better than ACC, but it's not. It's head and shoulders below the top 2 conferences.
I feel you. I feel you.
I mean,
Now,
it's not even hating, but ACC, Big Ten, and that's a huge drop off.
there is, but I just people are just
But
acting
hey,
like
I hope he's good. Since I started doing this, kind of podcasting thing, man, I don't hate on people anymore. That's what I've noticed. So I hope everybody does good. Even guys that play at places I hate, man. Bama guys, you're still, I hope you do good, man. Just
yeah.
so I
Well,
hope Screw balls. I hope he goes and makes a Hall of Fame, man.
one thing we did see breaking news today was Seth Hennigan just accepted his invite to the combine. Our boy Seth Hennigan, Memphis quarterback that we met at the Senior Bowl. So shout out to him. Shout out to Seth Hennigan.
One of the long line of great Memphis quarterbacks.
Long line and a new line coming up as well. They got Hill coming in. I think it's
Who they got?
they had this guy coming in. Oh, I forget his name.
Transfer.
His name. No, freshman coming in off
Freshman?
of high school. Yeah, Antoine Hill. Remember I told you about Antoine Hill?
Think he's gonna
Remember?
start, though?
Yeah, I think so. Right now, if they don't get another guy, but Antoine Hill's his name. Very talented quarterback. One of, if not my top two quarterbacks coming out of this class. He's a really talented dude. Deuce Knight's up there as well. This quarterback class that's coming in freshman in college football right now is absolute killer, and it's going to go down as a class to be remembered. That's
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. A lot of guys coming in. Longstreet, Tavian St. Clair, Underwood.
Basically, like the receiver class was this year.
Yeah, and then I cannot wait to get into this draft as anyone that's been following along will get into. As Dalton
Oh,
alluded to, Dalton's going to have some mock drafts. Me and him are going to build together a nice big board for everyone, position rankings,
Memphis
and
got
really
Brendan, by the way.
get deep into it. Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Memphis got
Next
Brendan
week,
Lewis, by the way. Memphis got
what'd
Brendan
you
Lewis
say?
from Nevada. Brendan Lewis transferred to Memphis. He's not very good though, so Hill
Yeah,
might get.
yeah. I think Antoine Hill he'll take that, especially off. Supposedly he was competing with the top programs in the nation recruiting. So when you're a team like Memphis and you get a guy that highly talented, you kind of have to maybe throw him on the field to keep him around.
I'm waiting for Memphis to make the damn playoff. They're probably they're good power non-power 4 team, man. They're good. They're gonna make
Yeah,
it one year.
they are, and their uniforms are absolutely sick.
I mean, some of the best.
Yeah, they are some of the best. Shout out to them. If anybody plays the college football game, I mean, crazy helmet selection,
The Eagle
crazy
helmet.
jersey selection. Yeah, the Bengal helmet is
It's like
great, and their old logo. Man, shout out Memphis. Maybe Memphis just gets crazy. Just I think would you take Memphis over Kansas right now as a program overall?
I mean, no, just because they're not in the Big 12. That's the only reason, though.
That's what I'm saying. Just as a talent, just straight up talent. If you switched them out, would Memphis fare the same as Kansas?
Well, Kansas went 5-7, so yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're just as good as Kansas, if not
I mean,
better. It's just a
it's hard to
program right now.
Kansas too. They don't really care about football. Their money is into basketball, so.
Yeah. Yep. And man, it's crazy just to see all this money going around. Like you said, recruiting. We was able to go to the top teams that spent money recruiting. Texas Tech. Very surprising that they're out there spending that much recruiting. They haven't been good in a long time.
I looked at their portal class, and I don't even know nobody, so. That's
Yeah,
all
it
you
must
need
be.
to know. I
Well,
know
it
most.
must be just high school guys. I guess they're just paying a bunch of high school guys. Who
The
knows?
transfer. That was the transfer money, though.
Oh yeah, transfer money. Yeah, I didn't know if that was just total recruiting, but
I don't.
yeah, that's pretty
You know,
crazy.
I know like 90%. I know like 80% of players in the country. I don't know anybody they got, and their class is that good. So I'm skeptical. Let me just say that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like they didn't get no real stud. They got Romello Height. Okay, I do know Romello Height, Georgia Tech, DN transfer, but that's about it. Mitch Griffiths. I mean, really bad quarterback from Wake Forest. Just no, I ain't got it. That's it, man. I don't see it. He's got to work out.
Man, out of all the guys right here, do you think so we got what's the deepest position I'd say as we're looking at some Senior Bowl highlights? Would you say tight end and running back are the two deepest positions in this draft or no?
Yeah, running back for sure. Tight end's good too. Yeah, tight end. That's probably You're probably right. I mean, a lot of good corners too. The corner class is deep, not top heavy at all.
Yeah.
D tackle's a good class too. We've seen a lot of good T tackles that week, and that wasn't even the
A
best
lot of
one.
G5 tackles out there that are going to be really good.
Darius Alexander is really good. from
Harold
Toledo.
Fannin, tight end, absolutely beast, man. Harold Fannin and Arroyo
Oh
really
yeah,
just showed. They really were impressing me from top to bottom, start to finish. We
Terrence
see,
Ferguson's good.
and we got some stuff. Everyone that's been watching, we got a bunch of stuff still coming out from the Senior Bowl. We got Josh Connerly interview. We got Xavier Restrepo interview on deck, ready to go, as well as a few others.
I seen a mock draft that had Gray Zabel going all the way to 18.
God, great! There he is, right there on the screen. Gray Zabel, right there. We got to see him. Great timing there, Dalton, on that.
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah,
seen
Gray
that. Like,
Zabel is an absolute beast, man. I played O-line, but it doesn't take a guy who played O-line to look at a good offensive lineman. I mean, there's nobody getting past him. I mean, he's an absolute beast. He reminds you of old Patriot offensive lineman, with Tom Brady days.
Logan Mankins type, Matt Light.
Matt Light, I like him. He's a good dude. I just seen a video of Matt Light saying he used to hunt on the Patriots property. That he would hunt on the paper, because it's in like the woods. I guess I've never been up there.
Nick Mangold was on Barstool the other night.
Oh, really, man? Have you been watching any of the Dozen Trivia? Been watching any?
I watched the first. Has there only been one so far?
They just came out with a second one, and I think tonight is another one.
I only
So
watched
I think
one.
there are 3 total episodes in, but the first one was the live one. But it's a good. I like the questions, the new little bit visual format, and they said
The questions were tougher the first game than last year.
Yeah, they were, and these teams are a lot more.
I like
even.
the teams, man. I like the teams better. Yeah, it should be a more competitive league. And then Compton gets to stay in now, apparently, because he won.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they're getting that worked out.
That'd be
Behind the
nice. Yeah.
scenes. Did you see Barstool is actually having John Rocker and Pat Mahomes' dad? They're actually going to fight in a boxing match.
And
Isn't that
Mahomes
insane?
Senior is going to get killed.
But if you see the video of them getting into beef, John Rocker can barely move. He's tightened up.
I don't know. He was training today, boxing. He looked good.
Was he?
I seen a video.
He's just obviously cardio is going to be both of their issues. It's going to be both their issues,
It's
but
just
his
not
issue.
The weight class matchup isn't fair at all.
Yeah, it's probably the most lopsided matchup besides that one, like the first UFC. You've seen that on like the big 400-pound dude versus the little dude. That was like a UFC match or something, one of the first ones. But besides that, probably the biggest matchup.
My money is on Rocker all day. Patrick Mahomes Jr. is trying to get it canceled because he's like, I don't want you to die, bro. Damn. I read about that. It said Mahomes Jr. Rocker tweeted about it earlier. He said Mahomes Jr. trying to get it canceled. Like, get the fuck out of my way.
Oh my God, that's just what we need before the draft, I guess. Entertainment wise, I don't know if this was just planned or something, but that's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. You got to pick your fights, and I don't think Mahomes picked a good one, but we'll see, man. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe he'll be training up, and maybe he'll gain some weight. I mean, he looks like me, though. I ain't pro.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, he might just rock him one time, though. John get rocked. I don't know, but yeah, I would put my money on John Rocker all day, just off sides alone, and just.
That's really all it is. I mean, I don't know anything else. Sides don't always win, but it's 90% of the time. I can't even lie.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do want to get your thoughts here, Dalton. I guess Kai's having some technical issues there.
Yeah.
Kind of throwback to early home squad days when we had a lot of our technical issues.
Yeah.
So maybe a lot of that times if you don't have your phone updated. Yeah, a lot of times you don't have your phone updated.
Usually mine lasts like 30 minutes before mine went off. But I think mine just got hot.
Yeah, well, I hit him up, and I was like, "You're good." And he hasn't hit back, so he's probably having just issues. Yeah, probably just having issues getting in. But we'll have Kaya Jones on here later on, and a few number of guys that will be coming on throughout the season. We had Buffalo quarterback Jason Wright, who was just on. If you catch that earlier in the week, he's already up in Buffalo, early enrolled, getting after it. I said, if you haven't caught it, anyone that's been viewing, I said, "Man, would you like any places you up to eat? Up there to eat? Any new places?" He goes, "Man, not really. I just been training. Like I just been going hard."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "That's awesome to hear." Because
focused on it.
You gotta watch out because he's gonna climb up that depth chart sooner than later. We're talking about how he's gonna be on a video game next year. Pretty crazy that we're gonna see these guys and they're on the game. So shout out to him. Shout out to Jameer Spain who committed as well this past week. Jameer Scott as well. From Cincinnati, who's already up on campus in Madison at Wisconsin. Yep. And then Hey, I don't know if your boy Jefferson, if he's at Western Michigan yet. I don't know if he's probably already there too, huh?
I haven't asked about. I'm gonna hit him up this week.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we
Watch
got
him soon for sure.
got tabs on. Then we have Elite 11 camps coming up, as well as all the other camps coming up this summer. That's we will be at. So might be at multiple Elite 11s this year. We'll see. But can't wait to get a new class of guys to kind of keep following throughout their career and get some new fresh meat in here quarterback wise. Get some guys to break down and see how the offers they rack in.
Oh yeah, man, it's a great part. It's fun to see where the chips fall.
Yeah, we got our boy Will Jackson going crazy. Just got offered
Great
today
player.
State. He's already offered by South Carolina, FAU, Virginia Tech, and Arkansas. So shout out to him. Dalton, what are you looking forward to off season? I know you're a big baseball fan, which I know you're kind of maybe wanting to cover some baseball here coming up, which would be pretty cool. Anybody that baseball fans, any with spring training coming up, anybody that you got favorites coming in? Are the Dodgers just gonna run this thing?
Dodgers should win. They got the best team. I mean, they just signed everybody. Bregman signed today. Alex Bregman signed today. 3 year, $120 million deal with the Red Sox. He's the fifth highest paid player in the league. And if you watch baseball, he's nowhere near the guys that are paid that much money. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge. All right, let me just ask you. Have you ever heard of Alex Bregman?
I seen that he signed, but I didn't know of him
You know
until
who
I
that
seen
is, though.
the headline. Absolutely not.
And you know who Shohei Ohtani is.
I know Shohei Ohtani very well.
You know who Aaron Judge is.
I know Judge.
You know Juan Soto.
I know Soto. I know Pete Alonso.
There you go. I made my point already.
Pete Alonso too,
You know
back
who
at the
this
Mets.
guy
What do you
is?
think about that?
Oh yeah.
They got him for a
On
bargain.
Juan Soto, it's going to be great for him, man. They can't pitch around Pete anymore. You're gonna have to attack him. I'm looking forward to that. He might hit 50 again like he did his rookie year. He might go for 50 bombs again.
Yeah, I was seeing Frank the Tank saying his first 2 full seasons because of COVID. I think he won the home run derby. So
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
crazy. He's a home run derby kind of guy. Guy out there raking bombs. So shout out to him. What do you think about now? They said the A's are going to be obviously removed, and they said they're going to be in like a smaller stadium this year. It's going to be freaking rocking in there, possibly.
They're in Sacramento this year, right?
Yeah, and they said the stadium is only going to hold 10,000.
Yeah, yeah. Two teams. The Rays, my team, also got a temporary
Yeah,
home this year because
yeah, just
the hurricane. So the A's and the Rays both playing in temporary stadiums. The Rays playing
but
George Steinbrenner Field.
that's
Uh,
still in Tampa, right?
it's close.
Okay.
It's really close. The other stadium's in St. Pete, which is why the fans hate it anyway. So it's actually a better location. Amber gets to play outdoors. I think we're actually gonna have more fans than usual, even though it's.
That's actually very true. I think that I believe in that because
I
me and
hate
you've been to a Rays game. We actually went to one in person in the indoor stadium, which as a vampire like myself who's pale and got sunburned at Senior Bowl in 70-degree weather, it was nice for me being inside, but it didn't feel like I was at a baseball game.
most people. Yeah, most people
So
don't mind the heat when you're watching baseball, and I'm one of them for sure. Set me down 95, and I'm good. I just like baseball, so. I think if you're living in Florida too, you're used to the weather, man. So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
when our new stadium finally built, it's gonna be we're gonna have a lot more fans, and the Rays are gonna be the punchlines are gonna be over, I think. But in terms of Oakland, man, their park that they played in Oakland was one of the worst in the league, if not
The
the
worst.
worst.
They just
You look at
they gave up on that thing a long time ago, huh?
the Coliseum, yeah, it's terrible. So they're building that one in Las Vegas. It was gonna be sick. It's on the Strip. I mean, I've seen the building that it's replacing. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. It's pretty great location. I mean, you're just gonna be able to walk down the Strip. Oh, it's baseball game starting. Let me go here. It's gonna be awesome. The little relaxing time in Vegas because you need that. Vegas is wild. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
man,
know.
I think it's good for the A's, and they've done a little bit this offseason. They signed Jeffrey Springs from the Rays, former starting pitcher. He's pretty good, and they got Luis Severino, so they're actually spending some money this year, and maybe they're trying to get back in their fans' good graces.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel you got to do what you got to do. Another team that's going to be trying to get in their fans' good graces is the Dallas Mavericks. So, I mean, when we were driving back from the Senior Bowl, we got the notification, or you got the notification on your phone that Luka Doncic he got traded to the Lakers, obviously. And man, I don't think they'll ever win back a percentage of their fan base ever. They'll go with, I
Oh,
mean,
the
they have
Mavs.
San Antonio. They'll just start being Spurs fans. Go Wimbenyama.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, It's like if you trade, he's already a legend. Like, if he retired right now, everybody knows who he is. So you can't trade a guy like that, man. You gotta figure out a way, and they wanted him gone is the craziest part. So
Yeah.
I don't know what Dallas is doing, man. But
It was ugly. Supposedly it was really ugly in there, and they were firing trainers and assistants that he liked, and
oh, really?
they
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
And they took a
they
beer out of his hand. I seen a video, and
yeah, which I do get that because Michael Finley did that.
he looked pissed though about it.
He looked pissed, but I don't think it's legal to drink. Like I know in a commercial, like if you ever see a beer commercial, you'll never see someone actual take a drink of the beer because that's
Well,
illegal technically.
I've
So I
seen it
don't
a
know if
lot.
that was like yeah. So I don't
I've
know
seen
if
it
that
a
was
lot though about watching baseball celebrations.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't know if it's live television, if that's like a different, a whole different ball game.
Because in baseball, we do it every
That's the
year.
only thing I can think of them really tripping about that, other than just straight up hating, which I could see that as well.
It
So,
seemed like he thought he was hating for sure because I saw his
oh
reaction.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was.
that's what he took it at. Yeah, no matter
I
what they
mean,
thought, that's what he took it as.
as a grown man, you don't take a beer out of your hand, out of a guy's hands.
No, you don't, especially when it's your star player. It's crazy that if you would have woke up somebody from a coma, 2-year coma, and say, "Yo, they just traded Luka Doncic," he's like, "Holy shit, they traded Luka." He's like, "Yeah," and guess what? He took him to the finals last year. What?
And I got a crazy take though about this, and I don't think it's going to be earth shattering. I don't think it's going to be league changing. I don't think Luka's going to be that guy. I think he does have all the issues that they said. I think he does have conditioning issues.
Right now,
I think all this stuff is true that they're saying, and he's only going to get older. He ain't going to get more athletic. He's not like Jokic, who can be unathletic. He's a guard. He relies on that, and so if he's slow, you see, and it's only one game sample size, but he played terrible last night, and they lost to Utah.
yeah, I know. I think they'll get it together. Um, the Miami Heat got off on a really slow start. I
They shot
think
like
this
4
year,
points, bro.
yeah, this year I think's a wash. They're going to get his body right. The Lakers are in operation. Let's win Luka over and get him signed. They need that bad. They need him under contract. I think he
Yeah.
needs to be under contract just to lock in and really know, like, all right, LA's my home, or it's not going to be.
If you don't
He
resign, and
doesn't.
that ends up
He
being a
doesn't have to be a Laker. I got a Laker jersey right there. Shout out Adam Morrison, 2-time champion. That's a one of one, by
if
the
he
way.
doesn't resign though, it's a terrible trade by the Lakers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It could potentially be a lose-lose trade. It could potentially be a lose-lose. AD could just be in crutches for the rest of his career, and Luka could be hooping in a different jersey.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's very possible. We'll look into it.
Max
We're
Christie,
probably gonna
the best player from this trade.
love Max Christie. Shout out. He is a killer on 2K.
Been hooping since he's been in Dallas. Been hooping.
He's a killer on 2K, man. Shout out to him. I think Giannis. Do you think Giannis is going to leave the Bucks?
Yeah, probably.
I think he's out of there. I think he's going to be in Golden State.
I like that. You see, Kevin Durant said no to Golden State.
Yeah, good. He's because his freaking his legacy's already tarnished. He's already learned his lesson once.
Well, if he went now, they wouldn't. If they won this year, it'd have been like, all right, good ring.
I got some hypotheticals that I put out on our Twitter X page today. Just real quick, changing gears before we end here, and because you're going to Florida for a few days. We won't have you on. We won't have a stream until you're back from Florida. That's going to be on Tuesday. So we'll probably have some news there. Free agents dropping in the meantime. But want to get your thoughts on 2 players here, Dalton. Deebo Samuel and Myles Garrett. I said Deebo Samuel, don't be surprised if he's a Charger or a Raven. What do you think about that?
I was thinking Commander.
I like Commander too, but that's where I like for Devontae. So that's what I think.
Okay, that's fair too. I think they're gonna get somebody for sure. Debo, I don't think Baltimore. I just don't. They don't have the money. They got so many big name players already.
I know, and Debo's not. I like Debo.
You know what I mean?
just
They
don't
got a lot
think
of big
he's as
name
good as
players.
he were 3 years ago. He's not. He's not Debo from 3 years ago.
The Chargers, I would like. That would be a great fit with McConkey.
I like Chargers.
They need another guy too, big time. So if they can get, yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
I like that one.
Is that your favorite, or maybe if you have like a top 2 or top 3 for him? What do you think?
I like the Commanders, like I said, and then the Chargers, and then maybe as a sleeper, the Raiders.
The Raiders. I like that too.
They need weapons bad.
I like that. And then what do you think about Myles Garrett possibly being he can go a lot of places, but Lions and Raiders, what do you think about that?
Lions makes sense, but if I'm the Raiders, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
I'm
not
gonna
going to
team him
win
up
right
with
it
what's
doesn't
his
make a sense for Myles Garrett. Like they're not going to win. Might as
You
well
know,
just
it's
stay
just
on the
Miles Garrett
Browns.
or the Raiders. You need a quarterback first. You don't matter if you had two of the best DNs in the league. You ain't gonna win without a quarterback. You can't win the NFL without a quarterback unless your defense is 2000s Ravens. That's it. You got to
Yeah,
have the best defense. Top five ever. Like that's what they had with Trent Dilfer to win with a guy that's not good. That's how it works. So that their defense ain't that good. So even if they get Garrett, their secondary is still suspect. Morig is a free agent. Their safety. So they need a lot more work than just getting Miles Garrett. I think he needs to play for a contender. If he's in Detroit, they're winning it all probably.
man, I could
Probably
see
win it
him
all.
definitely being in Detroit. What do you
Aiden
think
Hutchinson and Miles
Pittsburgh?
Garrett, they're probably winning it all.
I could see that, and I
You
could
can double team
see.
both of them. You can't double team both of them. Aiden Hutchinson had 7.5 sacks in the first 4 games before he got hurt.
Yeah, man, he was on a freaking tear, dude.
Yeah.
He was
So
defensive player of the year, or looking like
you
for
should
sure.
definitely hope that the Lions don't get him just because you're in their division. Y'all be screwed.
I think we're screwed anyway. We got a bad quarterback. But
I know you don't like your quarterback. Let me think of a
nope.
contender that needs a pass rusher. Maybe Buffalo get Miles Garrett.
I could see that as well. I hope Buffalo does get a good receiver because
They need, they need a big
they were
time.
addition. Well, they were addition by subtraction last year with getting rid of Diggs. So
Well, they probably got cheated out of that game too. I mean, I think they got that first down. Most people think Josh Allen
they
got that.
definitely got cheated out of that game. And the NFL tried to cheat the Chiefs into the game, but it was just too big of a blowout. You know,
I don't know.
they
There's
tried.
tackles both sides in the Super Bowl. I thought
Yeah,
that
you're right.
OPI and that was terrible.
Yeah, that's
Eagles. And
true.
then the Chiefs had something real bad call too. So I mean, I don't know. The refs actually didn't play a big of a factor because they couldn't. The Eagles didn't let it happen, like you said.
They couldn't. That's perfectly put. Exactly.
With
And then
Miles
we're
Garrett,
gonna
I like
see
Buffalo, and I like Buffalo and Detroit, and then maybe as a wild card, how about the Rams?
Rams. Nice because they might go in a different direction with quarterback. I guess it depends on if they
Save
keep
money on a
Stafford or not.
quarterback. Yeah, trade
But
Stafford, and they're looking to trade Cooper Cup. So if they trade,
yes, and
it's a lot of free money on the books to sign a
I very scared we're gonna wake up to a notification that Cooper Cup signs the Kansas City.
Mm,
Yeah,
it's got to be a trade. So
scared,
I don't know if they would trade him there. I hope not.
scared, and
But
very
the
scared.
best offer.
I'm really just curious, not necessarily scared about all these teams and what they're going to do with their quarterbacks. I mean, there's going to be a lot of teams' quarterbacks. Giants being one of them, Cleveland being one of them, the Jets. I mean, we got the Raiders,
Titans.
Titans. Titans are very intriguing situation what they're going to do. So many teams that could go vet, that could go young, and we haven't had a snap. You don't know who's going to get hurt yet. It's pretty crazy. I mean, who do you think going to take a chance at this point? It's a chance, in my opinion, on Aaron Rodgers.
I was hoping he retired,
I hope so too.
but if not, Russell Wilson's gonna go to Oakland. I think it's just in the cards.
I heard he. Well, I've seen he might. Do you think he's a good fit at Tennessee as well?
No, I don't think he's a good fit
No,
anywhere. I just think he's going. I don't think
That's
he's
a
a good fit in
great point,
Oakland.
Dalton.
Yeah,
Great point, Dalton.
I don't think he's a good fit anywhere anymore. He was
He's
5 years
not.
ago, but he's just washed now. Great career in Seattle. No taking that away from
Exactly.
him. But as soon as he left,
Exactly.
he wasn't the same. So it happens. I think he's gonna go to Oakland just because they picked 6. I don't think they're gonna get one of the top 2 guys. So, but it's just it's hard to predict these kind of things. And then Titans, Aaron Rodgers is gonna go to the who wants him? I'm trying to think who would want him. Giants would. I
That's a
don't.
good question.
We wouldn't even want
That's
him.
what I
Huh?
said. You're taking a chance on Aaron Rodgers at this point.
We wouldn't
You're
even want him.
taking a chance at him, and that's my opinion. I think that you're a chance, but I want to get your one last question. While you think of that, and because this is probably an easier one for you before we head out of here. Who's the biggest free agent this offseason, or just the biggest, because there's trades, offseason acquisition player-wise that's going to happen this offseason? What do you think?
Well, I think we already touched on it, man. And Miles Garrett gets traded. That's the best player in top 5, top 10 player in the league. So you
Yeah.
got to throw him in there, and then that was Cooper Cup too. What about the trifecta in Cincinnati? Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Trey Hendrickson.
What about it? Are they going to leave?
No money for all 3 of them. Can
Man,
they?
I don't know.
Who's
Probably
gone?
not.
This one's
They're a
gone.
cheap organization. They don't pay anybody.
Higgins is probably gone, or is he?
Higgins is definitely probably gone.
He's going to New England.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
T.
that a
Higgins,
lot, actually. Drake May needs some help. I'm not
Higgins,
the biggest Drake May fan, but he has earned his right to get some help.
yeah,
So
great
yeah,
rookie
I
year.
like that.
I was right.
Great.
I think I'm gonna be right about him, but it's too early to tell. It's still too early. You can't call anything after rookie year. We've seen how much better rookie year Stroud had than sophomore year. Stroud's a guy that has to prove a lot this year, actually, man.
Hey, no, shout out Stroud because he still had them dudes in the playoffs.
Worst division in football.
He still had them in.
All he had to
But
do
he
was
did have a worse year. He did have a worse year than his rookie
that's
year.
all I'm
You're
saying.
right. You're
Like
right.
1,000
You're right.
yards less.
You're right. But he's still, I mean, he's winning. And that's
Yeah.
hard, man. Texans
It's still hard
suck.
to make the playoffs for sure. It's hard to make it, but they got a good team around too. They ain't like their defense. They have the most picks in the league. I mean, they ain't like their
I
defense.
mean, if you got to think one of his wide receivers got shot and hurt, then he's got one wide receiver who's not that as good as he's supposed to be in Diggs. And was
Well, he
I
got hurt
think
too. Yeah.
he's a drama queen. So it's like he needs help. If he gets one more guy, they trade out Diggs for somebody maybe and add a guy. Who knows? Who knows? That's why I think Mahomes is in freaking trouble, dude. Because everybody is going up, and I don't think the Chiefs are necessarily getting better. I don't at the rate as everyone else.
They're gonna have to get some linemen this offseason for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna hope. You got to think they're trying to stay better while everybody is getting better, and I think everybody's catching up to him, man. But
yeah, they're not the 100 anymore already. They're not the 100 anymore.
no, they're not. They're not. But
Everybody's saying how we beat the Eagles now.
yeah, I'm rooting, and I'm actually rooting for your Giants in their quarterback situation. Honestly, I hope that you all get a good quarterback, veteran, young. I just hope that
I'm not
you all
even
get a
just
good
saying this,
quarterback.
but yeah, NFL's better when a team in New York's good,
It's
and
true.
usually the team is good is the Giants, not the Jets. So yeah, NFL's
Yeah,
better when there's a good team in New York. It's just because it's one of the biggest markets. And
that's
when
true.
we're good, Sunday night games are a lot of fun in that stadium, and we just got to get good again, man. It's been a while. Man, we had that one playoff win with Daniel Jones somehow, and that ended up being the worst thing ever for our
Told you.
franchise. Yeah. I was in the back of my head. I knew it was a terrible signing, but I had to act like it. Head down. This the guy. He wasn't the guy, but
No,
now we're starting
but
over.
yeah, I mean, I like what you said there. It is better for football. I mean, we might as well get a New York team good because it looks like the Cowboys aren't ever going to be good again. So, in my opinion, but got any final thoughts as we let everyone go here until next week, Dalton?
Oh man, I'm just looking forward to watching more Florida basketball right now.
Hey, they're hot.
Beat
They're
number
hot.
one team on the road, and we're still not ranked number one. Okay, that team stays
Yeah,
number
so
one.
did Kentucky just smacked them though. So I
No, they
don't
beat
know. They're not.
Tennessee. They didn't beat Auburn.
That's right. That's right. But they're not that good.
Auburn only got two losses.
Tennessee's not that good. I
Oh
mean,
no,
I
no,
like
no.
Florida. I
Tennessee,
like Florida basketball this year. We are going to have a home squad hoops. We're not going. It's not going to be a weekly thing, obviously, just because we are got a lot to cover with the draft. But we are going to have a home squad hoops every probably month until the rest of the basketball season. So, but on that note, we'll let everyone go. Get you a quick video from the Senior Bowl, and y'all have a good night.
See ya.
See you, everybody.
Shimmer DK, wide receiver from Florida, Home Squad Sports.
This is Jacob Harris, and shout out to Home Squad Sports.
Hey, it's Jake Brenningstool with Home Squad Sports.
This is Seth Hennigan here with Home Squad Sports.